Alright. Quiet. Hey. Quiet down. Alright, Marines, listen up. Welcome to Sahrani. If you got it, take out your note-taking gear. We've been tasked as the 13th Marine Expeditionary Unit to re-establish control of the Sahranian government forces, our partner ally in the region. We're located in the South Pacific. These people are a territory of the United States. If you have to think of anything as simple, think of them as Puerto Rico. You got to notate it as something. We've been on station here in Ramadi for the past 2 weeks. Within our first week of landing, our fleet took a hit from an enemy adaptable cruise missile capable of fire to the bow of the USS Opie, our home ship. Due to that, we haven't been able to get close enough to give first-hand naval support to our allied partners on the ground. Any and all unmanned drones, satellites, and aerial support assets have either been destroyed or we've lost communications with following a 4-kilometer sector off the coast of the mainland. This is an unstable region, gentlemen. Our main partner forces have lost all control, and the ones up top want us here to reestablish control. Our situation is rather complicated. Currently, we are dealing with 3 main factions on the island. Our partners, the Sahrani government forces, or otherwise known as the SGF, requested assistance before going dark, at least officially. Upon arrival to Ramadi, we made contact with the last surviving political leaders, Sanchez Abul, and the current standing general, Ali Hefron, commander of all loyal forces to the SGF. They were the only survivors of a bombing that took out the majority of the government military leaders of the SGF, besides a few key other individuals in the prior capital of Paraiso. Currently, our allies are located on station in our forward operating base of Ramadi, on the northeastern section of the mainland, currently holding the line against enemy forces. As it stands, the SGF capital was moved to Corazal, where fighting has been the thickest, harshest, and along with fire from all higher elevated regions to the northeast. The current enemy we will be facing is the upstart government Free Sahranian People's Front, or FSPF. They are currently the ones who we believe are responsible for the bombing that took out the standing government in Paraiso. Intel that we were able to gather is that they are abnormally well-armed fighting guerrilla forces. They have access to old military stockpiles and makeshift armed technicals. The group was founded 2 years ago and has since picked up traction due to the last election. They believe that the current form of government favors the political elite. And due to this, an incident known as 21 was the start of the initial outbreak of conflict when SGF forces opened and killed 21 FSPF protesters. The bombing took place 3 months ago, and due to the precarious situation, we have been tasked very late into this conflict. Currently, we believe they may be receiving funding from unknown outside forces due to the fact that they have weapons that jam or destroy our drones. Satellite imagery is all but proven to be unreliable. Among these factors, they also possess the capability to fire weapons on our fleet, as well as any and all aerial assets from Hueys and Cobras. Due to this, the only support we've been able to gather from the SGF and our sister company, Bravo 11, along with the 1st Marine Logistics Group. To add more icing to the cake, we are also dealing with a 3rd faction that has risen from the bombing, known by command as the Sauri Junta. They are currently a neutral party, and the brass up top says they are not likely to side with either government. Any and all contact with them is to be taken very seriously on a do not engage basis. The first assignment that we are here for, gentlemen, is the FSPF. Any and all interactions with the SJs are to be strictly handled by brass or any of the other cake eaters further up in the command. A portion of the surviving military was led by Akhtu Kunjar. He was the only other general that survived the blast in Paraiso besides General Hefron. Akhtu came out of the bombing and refuses to act against either political entity withholding funds, electricity in the power grid, and military supply to main SGF forces. Whether or not he is working alongside the FSPF is unknown at this time. What we do know is that he controls a quarter of the land military units, all naval assets to which they are currently proposed to have 2 cruisers, 4 destroyers, and 12 subs. They control the northernmost region waterways, along with the far northeastern airfield to which our spotters and SGF partners have said to be seeing many foreign assets flying in, but cannot at this time confirm identity of said assets. If any of you units make contact, they are to maintain a 300-meter distance and only act if fired upon. In the event that you are fired upon, you will return fire and fall back. You are not to continue engagement or to continue any conflict that is to be stirred up with the SJs. Marines, Gathering any and all intel is going to be important while we are deployed here. We have no satellites in this AO for a good square 10 kilometers. Our line of sight are going to be what we can see in front of us, which means visual reconnaissance. Can't be relying on any air or fixed-wing assets. Going to be fighting like the old Corps, gentlemen. Any and all information regarding the possible outside entities that you get into contact with must be reported to command. Any questions?